Good morning, children. In the previous lecture, we discussed about reproductive health strategies and problems. We also discussed about the causes of population explosion, which were improved quality of life, better medical facilities, decline in death rate, etc. So today we will study about population explosion and birth control. So first of all, we will study steps to overcome population explosion. So there are various steps which we can follow to overcome population explosion. These are using various contraceptive methods and by educating people about the demerits of large family, by increasing the marriageable age of male and female and providing incentive to a parents having one or two children. So by adopting these methods we can check the growth of a population, okay, which is increasing day by day. Now, in order to avoid the undue pregnancies or unwanted pregnancies, certain contraceptives they are used. So first of all, we should study the contraceptive devices which we are using, how they are safe or not safe for us. So there are certain characteristics of ideal contraceptives. So ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, means it is not very much costly, it is easily available. Beside this, it should be very much effective. If it is not effective, there is no use of using this contraceptive device. It should be reversible. That means if we are not using this contraceptive device, then again the original situation can be gained. That means that lady get pregnant again if she wants, right? It should have no side effects and it should not interfere with sexual desire and sexual acts. Now the various categories of contraceptive methods they are there, right? So there are various contraceptive available, right? And these contraceptive method they are divided into following categories. So, natural and traditional method, right? Barrier method, intrauterine devices or IUDs, oral contraceptive methods, that is oral pills, injectable, that is injections of progesterone or the combination of progesterone and estrogen injection, they are also used as a contraceptive methods. Implants, right? These implants also contain the combination of estrogen, progesterone, right? And various surgical methods like vasectomy and tubectomy, they are also there, right, to avoid unwanted pregnancy. Now, one by one we will discuss all these devices in detail. First of all, we will discuss intrauterine devices, right? So intrauterine devices, these are the devices which prevent the entry of sperm inside the female genital tract, as a result of which fertilization doesn't take place, right? So these intrauterine devices or IUDs, they are inserted by a doctor or expert nurses, right, in the uterus and through vagina. It is these devices they are inserted. So these intrauterine devices they are available as non-medicated IUDs, right? Lipus loop is the example of non-medicated IUDs. Copper releasing IUDs, CUT, CU7, multi-load 375, they are very very important for your examination, right? For in multiple choice question or in 1 mark question, the name of copper releasing IUDs it is asked, right? And third is hormone releasing IUDs or Progesta Cert or LNG20. So these are the certain examples of intrauterine devices, right? Now how these intrauterine devices they are helpful? So these intrauterine devices they increase phagocytosis of sperm, right? So when the sperm enter inside the genital tract, so these devices, they do not allow sperms to go into the uterus, right? And when it will not move inside the uterus, then this sperm will not able to go to the oviduct for fertilization, right? So these intrauterine devices, they increasing the for phagocytosis of sperms in uterus. And the copper releasing IUDs, right, they reduces the motility and fertility capacity of the sperm. This is very important, the role of copper in copper releasing IUDs. So this copper, it reduces the motility and fertility capacity of the sperm. So sperm, they become very much less motile, and fertility capacity also decreases. So these sperms, they are not capable of fertilizing ovum, right? And third is hormone releasing IUDs, right? Examples were LNG20 and Progestasert, right? So these hormone releasing IUCDs, right, they make the uterus unsuitable. So whenever you will use these intrauterine devices, the uterus become unsuitable for the implantation, right? And the cervix become hostile to the sperms. So these intrauterine devices, they are the most widely accepted method of contraception in India. It is very important to note that intrauterine devices, they are the most accepted method in a country. Okay. So here in the picture, it is shown the two intrauterine devices which can be used in the uterus of the female, and it can be done, remember this, it can be done only by the doctor. You won't be able to insert it by yourself. So doctor will be able, a doctor or trained nurse can insert these devices inside the female uterus. Okay. So here in this diagram, it is clear that how this intrauterine device, it is located inside the, or it is implanted inside the female uterus. Now the next contraceptive device which we will study, it is implants, right? So what is actually a implant? Implant is a rod like structure which is about the size of matchstick, and it contains hormones like progesterone, or the combination of progesterone or estrogen, right? And with the help of nurse or doctor, this is implanted into the arm of the female, right? And by implanting this, the pregnancy can be the pregnancy can be protected for up to 5 years. So this is again a very important contraceptive method. Next, we will study the natural method of contraception. This is very much important, so you have to remember it, right? So these three natural methods, they are given in your NCERT book. First is periodic abstinence. This is very, very important, right? What is actually the periodic abstinence? In this, if the couple avoid intercourse from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle. Why these days they are selected? Because these days means after 8 to 19 days this menstrual cycle, this is the fertile period, that is the ovulation can take place in this period. So if ovulation can take place, that means fertilization, it is possible. So periodic abstinence, right? So here it is given periodic abstinence. So periodic abstinence means to avoid coitus from day 10 to 17. So here the fertile period they have given 8 to 19, here it is given in this figure, right? So if you are not doing sexual intercourse during this period, then the fertilization can be prevented and if fertilization is not there, that means unwanted pregnancy will not takes place. Now the second method is withdrawal of coitus, uh, withdrawal or coitus interruptus. This is done by the male partner only. So here the male partner withdraw its penis from vagina just before ejaculation, because you know that in ejaculation this semen comes out, and this semen contain million of sperms within it, right? So when this semen will be ejaculated outside the genital tract of the female, then the chances of fertilization is almost nil, right? Now the next is lactational amenorrhea. Again here it is also very important. So for few months we can use this natural method as a contraception method. So lactational amenorrhea means, lactation means, you know, lactational term is related with milk. So lactational amenorrhea means the absence of menstruation after parturition, right? After the when the female give birth to a baby, then there is, and she's feeding feeding the baby with the milk, as a result of which for a certain period of time menstruation is not there, and if menstruation is not there means that is ovulation is not taking place. So during that time also you can use it as a natural method of contraception. That time also the fertilization chances is almost nil. So lactational amenorrhea is also a natural method. So in these three methods you are not using any artificial device to prevent unwanted pregnancy or fertilization. So periodic abstinence you can make you with the help of a calendar. You will come to know with the, everybody knows, it's every female note, it's this menstrual cycle, that how it is repeated every month. So by using a calendar you can decide for which days you don't have to do the sexual intercourse. Again the second method, withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Here if male is ejaculating semen outside the vagina, then again the chances of fertilization is almost nil. And in lactational amenorrhea this method take place only for a few months. So this natural method you can use only when the mother is feeding his baby. Okay, now we come to the next. So one important disadvantage is this method is that these natural method of contraception, that these methods they are not very much successful. The chances of failure of these methods is very much, right? So this is not the exact, you can say, the method for contraception. So the chances of failure is very much. So these natural methods they are not very much good methods, but here by using or adopting these methods there is no side effects. That is why this is also considered to be a good regarding the health of a female. Now the next method is the barrier method. Now the barrier method, as the name suggests, barrier method means this method is preventing physical meeting of sperm and ovum, right, with the help of certain barriers. If you are using certain barrier or obstacle and there is no physical contact of ovum and sperm, then again the fertilization will not take place. So here we can use condoms. Condoms they are available for male as well as for female also, and these condoms they are made up of rubber latex sheath. Sorry, right, they are made up of rubber latex sheet. It is very important, and it is used to cover the penis of male and vagina and cervix of the female. So if vagina and cervix they are covered or the penis of male is covered, then what will happen, the chances of entering of sperm inside the female genital tract is negligible, as a result of which the fertilization will not take place. So whenever whenever couple is doing the sexual act, right, or they are doing sexual intercourse, then the penis, if the male wear this condom in its penis, then the chances of entry of sperm is negligible. Or if the female can also wear these condoms in its vagina, right, and then if the ejaculation will takes place, then the sperm will not able to enter the female reproductive tract, and this will prevent contraception. So demand of Nirod has increased very much. Nirod, again by the brand name Nirod, it is these condoms, they are available. Beside, nowadays a lot of another different types of condoms, they are available in the market. So use of condom, it has increased in the recent year, right, because it has very much additional benefits, right. And what are the additional benefit? That it protect the user from sexually transmitted diseases and AIDS. So they are very much useful. Condoms, they are useful for female as well as male, because they protect the male and female from sexually transmitted disease and AIDS. And beside these male and female condoms, they are disposable, means you can use them only once, right, and they can be self inserted, no need of doctor, nurse, it is there. You can use these barrier or these condoms by yourself, right. So it also gives privacy to the users. So this is the additional benefit of these condoms. So beside condoms, we can use diaphragm, cervical caps and vaults, right. They are the barrier made up of rubber, right. These are the barrier made up of rubber that are used by the females. Again, this cover the cervix, and when the cervix is covered, then these sperms, they will not enter inside the female reproductive tract, right, and they prevent contraception, right, by blocking the entry of sperm inside the female reproductive tract. So one important benefit or one important advantage of these diaphragm, cervical caps and vaults, it is there that they are reusable, right. While you know that condoms, they are disposable, so they can be used once only, but these diaphragm, cervical caps and vaults, they are reusable. This is the most important advantage of these barrier devices. Now beside this, these spermicidal creams, they are also available. Jellies and foams, they are also available. So along with the barrier, if you are using these creams, they will increase the contraceptive efficiency, right, and chances of fertilization get almost nil, right, if you are using all these cream, jellies and foam along with the barriers. So here in the picture, they have shown the various devices. Here you are seeing the various barrier which are used by the females and males. So these are the condoms which are used by males and females. So here in this picture, they have shown the female condom. Here in this female condom, here this is the vagina and this is the cervix, and here this female condom, it is there. Okay, so it is open from both the sides. So here you are seeing that it is open from both the side. One side cover the ring like structures, they are there. One side cover the vagina and the other side covers the cervix, as a result of which the sperm cannot make its entry into this uterus, right, and hence it can prevent fertilization. Okay, now here in this picture, it is shown that you can by yourself, female can insert this condom inside its vagina. So here two rings, again I previously I explained you that it contained two rings, and with these two rings, one ring is outside, here one ring is outside and other ring is inside, right, as a result of which the reproductive tract, you can say, it get blocked, as a result of which the sperms will not be able to make their entry inside the female reproductive tract, hence the fertilization can be prevented. Now we will study about the oral pills, right? Now what are actually these oral pills? They are the certain hormones, the combination of hormones, progesterone as well as progesterone estrogen combination, right? So this is progesterone, these oral pills, they are the progesterone and estrogen combination, and it is used by the females in the form of tablet. And what are the function of these oral pills, right? If you are using these oral pills, they will inhibit the ovulation and implantation, right? And they are very much helpful in changing the quality of cervical mucus, right? And if the quality of cervical mucus, it will change, it will prevent the or the retard the entry of sperm. Now if somehow sexual intercourse takes place without using any contraceptive device, then if you are using these oral pills within 72 hours of coitus, then what will happen? They are very effective that time, and hence they are said to be emergency contraceptive. Okay, they are said to be emergency contraceptive, because if you are using them within 72 hours of the coitus, then they will not be able to enter the sperm in the oviduct for fertilization, as a result of which unwanted pregnancy will not take place, right? Now we are going to study the very important method, which are the surgical method. Surgical method, they are also said to be sterilization, right? And they are generally advised for male and female. So male and female both can use these surgical methods, right, to prevent any more pregnancies. Now in surgical intervention, what happens? They blocks gamete transport. Means if you are cutting any part, what will happen? The further transportation of these sperms will not take place, or the ovum will not take place, right? As a result of which the fertilization will not occur, right? So surgical intervention, they block gamete transport. So by blocking the gamete transport, they prevent conception, right? So sterilization procedure in the male, it is said to be vasectomy. If you are cutting the vas deferens or the sperm duct of the male, it is said to be the vasectomy, and in female, if you are cutting the oviduct, then it is said to be the tubectomy, right? So first we will study about the vasectomy. So what happens in the vasectomy? A small part of the vas deferens is removed. First you will remove the small part of the vas deferens, and then it is tied, right? So it is tied up and through a small incision on the scrotum. So small incision means small cutting of scrotum is there, and by the making the small incision, these vas deferens, they are first these vas deferens, they are removed and then they are tied up, right? So in this diagram you are seeing here that this is the vas deferens, these two vas deferences, and this is the scrotum, these are the scrotum, and small incision is made this scrotum, and these vas deferences, they are removed and then they are tied. And why it is done? So that the sperms, they do not comes outside, right? So it is the surgical method, and very small surgery and very minor surgery is there. So within 1 day or 2 day, the person becomes fit after this vasectomy. So it is a very good method to avoid contraception, right? Conception, sorry. Now we will study about the tubectomy, right? So in tubectomy, what happened? A small part of fallopian tube. In vasectomy, vas deferens, so that sperms may do not move or transported from one place to another, while in vasectomy the fallopian tube is removed and then tied up through a small incision is made here in the abdomen or through the vagina. So small incision is made in the abdominal region or through the vaginal region. These fallopian tubes, they are removed and then they are tied up, right? So these techniques, they are highly effective, right? If you but the reversibility of these methods, it is very much poor. So mainly reversible means if you want, if lady again want to become a pregnant, right? If once this tubectomy is done or vasectomy is done, then the chances of getting pregnant again is very much less. So once it is removed and removed and tied, then the chances of again getting pregnant is very much less, right? So this is about the tubectomy which takes place in the female. Now we will study what are the side effects of contraceptive method. So while selecting the contraceptive method, you should take certain preventive measures, right? Because they have many side effects. So what are the side effects of this? Nausea, sometimes nausea takes place, abdominal pain is there, bleeding occur, right? And because in oral pill especially we are using the hormones, so they will make a periods or menstrual bleeding irregular. Sometimes breast cancer may also takes place by excessive using of these contraceptive devices, right? So while using the contraceptive, any of the contraceptive devices, if you are using, you have to consult first from your doctor. Without the consultation of doctor, if you are using these methods, then they may become very much harmful for your health. Now we will study about the medical termination of pregnancy, which is also said to be MTP, right? So if you are voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term means if the gestation period, 9-month gestation period is there in human, you know that. So if voluntary termination of pregnancy is there before full term, it is said to be the MTP or medical termination of pregnancy or induced abortion, right? So and why these induced abortion they are done? They are generally done if the fetus inside the mother womb, if that fetus is suffering from any genetic disorder, then this medical termination of pregnancy is done. Or it these medical termination of pregnancy, it plays very important role in decreasing population, right? So you are aborting the unwanted pregnancy, as a result of which this will help in decreasing the population. Okay, so in India MTP is legalized in 1971, right? And certain restrictions were also made to prevent the misuse of this medical termination of pregnancy or MTP, right? Because certain this people use this MTP for female feticide. So to prevent it, certain restrictions they were made in MTP. So what is the use of this MTP? MTP is used to get rid of unwanted pregnancy. And how this unwanted pregnancy may takes place? If you are using unprotected intercourse, right? Or if failure of contraceptive devices, sometimes it happens, right? Or during the time of rape. So this MTP, it can be done. So it will also helpful in decreasing the population growth, right? So when pregnancy continuation could be harmful or even fatal to mother or fetus, MTPs are considerable relatively safe during the first trimester. Only first trimester means first 3 months these MTPs they are safe. Otherwise, if you are using this method, right, then what will happen? The chances of mother or fetus death is there. So mother death is there. So second trimester MTPs are much more riskier. So if you have to go for this medical termination of pregnancy for some reason, then you should follow always a first trimester, that is 12 weeks of pregnancy. That is the best time for MTP. After this first trimester, that is if second trimester is there, then it is very risky for mother as well as for mother. Okay, so this much for today, children. I think these topics, they are clear to you. In the next class we will study about the sexually transmitted diseases and infertility. Thank you, children. Thank you very much.